Good morning, student. After discussing the purely resistive circuit, purely capacitive circuit, and purely inductive circuit, and the relation among them, we will now proceeding the new topic that is called as the LCR series circuit with alternating supply. So the topic is LCR series circuit with alternating supply. Or simply you can say that it is a LCR series circuit. So this L is for inductance, then C for capacitance, and R for the resistance. So L is nothing but your inductor of pure inductance, inductor of pure inductance, that is your L. Then C is capacitor of pure capacitance, and R is a resistor of pure resistance. Here, resistance. So all these three, L, C, and R, we are now connecting in series, and then we will find the effective opposition of these three in this particular LCR circuit to the AC, alternating current, and that is also called as an impedance. So that means new term, impedance, which is denoted by letter Z. We have to find the relation for this one, this particular topic. So let us proceed now for the LCR series circuit, in which we are going to connect the inductor of inductance L, capacitor of capacitance C, and resistor of resistance R. So the diagram will be like this. L, C, and R, and we have applied here the alternating supply. Its value you know, that is E, or E is equal to U sin of omega t. Now here the inductance L, capacitor with capacitance C, resistor of resistance R, these are connected in series. So we can say that the potential difference across the inductor is V suffix L, and the potential difference across the capacitor is Vc, and the potential difference across the resistor is VR. So VL, Vc, and VR are the respective values of the potential difference across L, C, and R. So here in this circuit, let E be the value, whatever the value of E you have used here, that means EMF, the E be the RMS value of root mean square value of RMS value of applied alternating EMF to this LCR series circuit. Let I be the RMS value of the current. I be the RMS value of the current flowing through the all circuit element. What are the elements you are using here? We are using here L, inductance, capacitor and resistor. So I is the current which is flowing through this L, C and R of this circuit element. Therefore, the potential difference across inductor which is given by VL is equal to I into XL. Now see this expression, how you got this expression here? VL is equal to, that is the potential difference across the capacitor. So students, as you know Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So this is the potential difference across the resistor of the circuit and I is the current flowing through this R. Similarly, in this case, when the current is flowing through this inductor, then the potential difference VL is nothing but the product of the current and the resistance. So the resistance offered by this inductor is nothing but your inductive reactance, that is XL. So XL is nothing but one sort of resistance offered by the inductor. So ultimately we get the potential difference across the inductor is VL is equal to IXL. So I think if you correlate with this particular formula, then you get this relation is nothing but potential difference is equal to I into, that means current into a resistance offered by the inductor. Now similarly, so in the inductive reactance, you know the potential difference lead the current by the angle of pi by 2. The relation already we have proved, that is VL leads, that means potential VL lead the current by an angle of pi by 2. Okay. Now the potential difference across C. First one, here you have calculated that the potential difference across the inductor. Now the second one, potential difference across the capacitor C is VC is equal to I into XC. Very good. So what is this XC? XC is nothing but the capacitive reactance, that is the resistance offered by the capacitor when you apply the potential difference across it and the current I is flowing through that element. So VC is equal to I into XC. Third one we get. Now what happens in case of this capacitive reactance? So in capacitive reactance, the potential difference lags behind the current. Potential difference V lags behind current by an angle of pi by 2. Okay, Now the third case, the potential difference across R, across the register R. So you know very simple by using the Ohm's law, VR is equal to IR. So in this case, both the voltage and the current, are in same phase. So about all these relations, what about the current and voltage, which is lagging behind, which is leading, and both are in the same phase? That means there is no phase difference between that. Already we have derived all these things in the previous lectures. Now the respective potential difference across L, C, R is given by VL, VC, and VR. Okay. Now since VR and I are in same phase, what you have just done? This VR and this I are in same phase. Therefore, we are now draw a diagram here in which we will show all these things here. So let us draw the diagram. Your x-axis. Now see, this point is O. This represents the potential difference VR and the current I. Both are in the same phase. I is along x-axis. And here VC I will represent here. That is the potential difference across the capacitor. This is negative y-axis, this positive y-axis, and I can say this value is represented by here, that is VL, that is the potential difference across the inductor. Therefore, since these two are in opposite directions, so we can say that the resultant of these two is represented by this one, which is VL minus VC. Let this point be D. So of this OD and OA, so the current lags behind the potential difference VL by an angle of pi by 2. So VL is represented by OB. So VL is represented by, you can say here, OB. This point is your B. This one is OB. VL is represented by OB. Similarly, the current leads the potential difference VC by an angle of pi by 2. So VC is represented by OF. VC is represented by OF. This OF is here represented by, you can say, VC. Since VL and VC, just I told you, this VL and VC both are in opposite phase, so their resultant is VL minus VC, and it is represented by OD. Here VL is, in this particular case, VL is greater than VC. You can take the different cases also. We will see that cases afterward. So here VL is greater than VC. Therefore, the resultant of VR and VC, VR and VL minus VC is given by OH. So what is the resultant of these two? Just you draw here. I will draw this one once again. So this point here. So this represents this point OH, suppose, and complete this. So I can say that the resultant of VR and VL minus VC is given by this OH. Okay, the magnitude of this OH you can easily find by using the Pythagoras theorem. So how you will get the value of OH here? So I can write OH is equal to OH square plus AH, plus here you can say AH square. AH is nothing but your OD. So ultimately I can write here OA square plus OD square, since AH is equal to OD and its value is nothing but VL minus VC. Okay, now put the value of OA. O is nothing but VR. So OH is equal to square root of R square or VR square, that the potential difference across the resistor, R, plus VL minus VC bracket square. Understood? By putting the value of OA and OD, we are getting VR square plus VR square, VL minus VC bracket square. And since you want the value of OH, so we have to take the square root of this one. So now, what is the value of VR? Just to focus here, VR is nothing but your IR. What is VL? That is I into XC. And VC I into XC and VL I into XL. Now I will use these three values. Suppose this one is equation number 1, this is 2, and this one is 3. So I will put this value of VR, VL, and VC from this 1, 2, and 3 in this equation, and I will get a new equation that is nothing but here. By putting the value, what you will get? So OH is equal to, and what is the value of OH? The OH is nothing but E. So E is equal to square root of VR square plus VL minus VC bracket square, and then we substitute the value here, and by substituting these values we get a new equation that is nothing but OH is equal to E. So E is equal to square root of, what is VR? IR. So IR square, that means simply you can write I square R square plus, what is VL? VL is nothing but I into XL. I XL minus I XC bracket square. So E is equal to, here some students, they are also committing the mistake. What is that mistake I am telling you? So here you can write here square root of I square R square, it's okay up to this one, plus, now from this bracket you have to take out here common. Which one you will take here? The common is I square, because you can write this, taking I common, you see here I can write this one I into bracket XL minus XC and the square of this one. So this become I square into XL minus XC whole square. So plus I square XL minus XC whole square. Now he can take out the I square common. So E is equal to square root of I square into bracket R square plus XL minus XC bracket square. So take out this R from the square root. So E is equal to I into square root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So again you take this I to this side. So I can write E upon I is equal to square root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So what about this E upon I? Now E upon I is nothing but your Z, and this Z is called as an effective opposition. You see, we can correlate this one. E upon I, just you know the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So I can write here V upon I is equal to R. That means this is nothing but your resistance. So this is the potential difference divided by current. Similarly, EMF upon the, you can say the current is nothing but your one sort of resistance, and the resistance means opposition to the flow of current, and this Z is the effective opposition of LCR. This Z is nothing but the effective opposition of LCR circuit to the AC, alternating current, and it's called as an impedance. This is called as impedance. Z is called as impedance. So in the starting I told you about this factor about the impedance. So what is impedance? Impedance is nothing but the effective opposition of LCR circuit. इसका मतलब क्या हो बच्चों, इस सर्किट में जब हमने L, C और R इन तीनों को सीरीज में लगाया, देखिए जब आप कोई भी चीज सीरीज में लगाते हैं, जैसे आपने 10th क्लास में पढ़ा हुआ है कि 3 रजिस्टर्स आपने सीरीज में लगा दिए और इसके अक्रॉस आपने अगर कोई भी पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस यूज किया, तो उस वक्त जो भी करंट यहाँ से फ्लो होगा उस करंट को ये जो तीनों रेजिस्टेंस है ये क्या करने वाले, अपोज करने वाले. So similarly in this circuit also you can say, here in this circuit also, if you are using the inductor, capacitor and resistor, 3 elements, they are also opposing to this current I. That means they are opposing to the flow of current, which you have already calculated by, that is inductive reactance, capacitive reactance, and you can say the resistance. So what is the effective value of this one? So effective value, just you have calculated the effective resistance in the series combination of resistor. So here also you get the effective opposition of the LCR circuit to the AC, whatever the AC source you have used here. So you got the effective opposition, and that term is called an impedance. So I think now you got the concept of the impedance. So what exactly is the impedance? तीनों मिला के तीनों का जो इफेक्टिव ऑपोजिशन होगा उस चीज को हम बोलेंगे impedance in case of LCR circuit. Okay, so I can write now, I can write here Z is the impedance, that is E upon I is equal to Z, which is impedance, and that is equal to square root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Okay, this is called as an impedance of, this is the impedance of LCR circuit. Now see here, I is equal to, from this relation now, from this relation I can write I is equal to E upon Z. I is equal to E upon Z. I is equal to E upon Z, that is E upon square root of R square plus XL minus XC bracket square. Okay, now also you know the value of XL, that is inductive reactance. So value of XL is L omega. Similarly, capacitive reactance, you know the value, that is 1 upon C omega. So now put this value of XL and XC here. So I can write I is equal to E upon square root of R square plus XL will be now L omega minus 1 upon C omega whole square. I think you are getting each and every step very clearly. There is no any sort of confusion here. Okay, so that is the value of this current I is equal to E upon this value square root of R square plus L omega minus 1 upon C omega square. Now let phi be the angle between E and I. So in the figure itself, here in this particular figure, here we have considered here VR, that current I along this axis, x-axis, and VR is nothing but the potential difference across this resistor. Then this was the value of, you can say, VL. This is the value of VC. Then the resultant will be VL minus VC. Okay. Then the effective one you have calculated like this. That is nothing but here E. Just by completing this thing. So this angle, that is the angle between E and I, this is the value of E, that is OH, is nothing but E, and this value is nothing but your I. The angle between them is suppose phi. So I can write from this figure tan phi. What is the value of tan phi from this equation? Anybody? What is the value of tan phi? Yes, the tan phi is equal to VL minus VC upon VR. Very good. So that tan phi is equal to VL minus VC from this figure. I can write here tan phi is equal to VL minus VC divided by VR. Or if I want to replace the value of this potential difference, if I want to put the value of this potential differences, then I can write here VL was I into XL minus I into XC divided by IR. So take out this I common and cancel from numerator and denominator. So I into XL minus XC upon I into R. So getting cancel this term, I will get XL minus XC upon R, that is here tan phi. Okay. Again, if you want to put the value of XL, what is the value of XL? That is L omega, and value of XC is 1 upon omega C. So I can write here XL is equal to L omega and XC is equal to 1 upon omega C or C omega. So by this, putting this value in this equation, I get tan phi is equal to XL minus XC. Here XL minus, sorry, we have to put the value of XL minus XC upon R will become here tan phi is equal to L omega minus 1 upon C omega upon R. This relation, which one is relation? This relation is the general relation for the impedance. Already we have written the value of this Z, general relation for the impedance. Now, if suppose XL and XC both are equal to 0, now the condition I am going to put here. What are that condition? So conditions will be, suppose if XL and XC are equal, then you can both are equal then to 0, or both XL is equal to XC. Then what will happen? If we put this value in the formula of this Z, then if this is equal to this one, then simply I can write Z is equal to square root of R square plus XL minus XC bracket square becomes Z is equal to square root of R square plus 0. So ultimately Z is equal to R. that is the expression of pure resistance. What is this relation? Or this is nothing but the expression for, this is nothing but the expression for pure resistance. That means whatever the effective value of the you can say opposition of the LCR, which is equal to the only resistance. That means if the effective value of this three element LCR we are getting is equal to R, that means it is simply nothing but your pure resistance, pure resistive circuit. Okay, or that is nothing but the expression for the pure resistance. Similarly, if XL is equal to 0, similarly, now if XL is equal to 0, all the diagram and the expression you should keep it in mind. So if XL is equal to 0, second case, if XL is equal to 0, then this term Z is equal to square root of R square plus 0 minus X square. So simply you will get Z is equal to square root of R square plus X square. That is the expression. This is the expression for series RC circuit. Series RC circuit. That means if you take the resistance and capacitor, if you apply here the alternating source, that is R and C, you will get the Z is equal to, or the impedance is equal to R square plus X square. And if here you get, if you put the value XC is equal to 0, XC is equal to 0 means what? XC is equal to 0, XC is equal to 0 means what? Effective value, or it is nothing but the capacitive reactance opposition to the flow of the current. In case of capacitive circuit is 0, then you can write X is equal to 0, then this Z becomes, Z is equal to, by putting the value of this Xc is equal to 0 in this equation, so we can say that Z is equal to square root of R square plus XL square. And this is nothing but your series RL circuit. That means resistor and inductor both are connected to the alternating source. So in this case you will get Z is equal to, or the effective opposition of this resistor and inductor is given by Z is equal to R square plus XL square. So these are the things. If the series RC circuit, then you are getting Z is equal to R square plus square root of R square plus X square. In case of RL circuit or LR circuit, you can say impedance Z is equal to R square plus X square. What is the impedance? It is the effective opposition in that respective circuit. Since here there is no term of X square, that means you have assumed that, or you have considered that the capacitive reactance is 0. Here you have considered that the inductive reactance is 0. So these two circuits become the RC circuit and LR circuit. Now from this one, just now we have drawn the graph here of the diagram, and you have expressed about the tan phi. So now from the expression I can write there for the value of cos phi. So what is the value of cos phi there? The cos phi you can write R upon Z, which is equal to R upon, what is Z? Z is nothing but L omega minus 1 upon C omega. So there are special cases now. What are the special cases? The special cases is, one by one we will discuss now the special cases. So the special cases will be when XL is equal to XC. See here, when XL is equal to XC. Then what you can write? That is omega L is equal to 1 upon omega C. You can